So over the weekend, a Trump supporter punched a protester. Trump's campaign manager threw a protester down in Tucson. And basically, we'll just play these clips back to back. First, Trump is going to say that a protester deserved to get punched. And then he admires the spirit of his thug campaign manager. And I just want to say, I believe that he admires the spirit of his thug campaign manager because it's his spirit. Let's play these.
And everybody went in. We had 21,000. There wasn't one word during this massive rally.
But what about this
beautiful.
Violence, Mr. Trump?
Then a little bit later on, we went to other areas. I mean, we went all over. Frankly, we went all over Arizona. And we went to Tucson, and we had some people that wouldn't allow people for the rally into the door. They were making it almost impossible to get in. We had 6,000 or 7,000 people at least. We had 2,000 people outside. They wouldn't allow them in. These people are very disruptive people, George.
But does that excuse punching and kicking a protester?
Well, he or his partner was wearing a Ku Klux Klan outfit. This happened to be an African-American man who was a person at the rally, who was very, very incensed at the fact that a protester, would be wearing a Ku Klux Klan outfit, and he went...
You appear to be excusing that kicking and punching
frankly,
there.
that was it was a tough thing to watch, and I watched that. But why would a protester walk into a room with a Ku Klux Klan outfit on?
Well, it looked like he was wearing an American flag right there, but does that justify violence, punching and kicking?
If you would have seen him just before he went up the stairs, him and his partner were one of them was wearing a Ku Klux Klan outfit.
So you're not going to condemn the protester who kicked and punched that person?
We don't condone violence, and I say it, and we have very little violence, very, very little violence at the rallies. As I said, in Phoenix, we had 21,000 people. We didn't even have anybody stand up and try and disrupt. The disruptors. And they're really stopping our First Amendment rights. If you think about it, George, they blocked a road. They put their cars in front of a road. We had thousands and thousands of people wanting to come. They were delayed for an hour because of these protesters. And, at what point do people blame the protesters? These are people that are
So you're blaming the
agitators.
protesters, not the person who actually punched and kicked the protester?
No, I'm saying this. These are professional agitators, and I think that somebody should say that when a road is blocked going into the event so that people have to wait sometimes hours to get in, I think that's very fair, and they should be blamed there, too. When signs are put up, lifted up with tremendous profanity on them, I mean the worst profanity, and you have television cameras all over the place, and people see these signs, I think maybe those people have some blame and should suffer some.
All right, so two quick points on this. First of all, this is where the distinction is, and I don't want to reopen this old debate about Trump versus the rest of the Republicans. I think everybody knows that. Obviously, I think he's a natural continuum and outcome of the Republican Party. I think the racism is the difference between softcore porn and hustler, and it's all disgusting and it's all wrong. And I do think Ted Cruz would be a tremendous dangerous president, and I think John Kasich would be a total disaster. But to be really rigorous and intellectually honest, this part of it and what Trump's doing, this is the distinct part, where he is implicitly condoning and setting up an environment of violence. Now, I happened to see a clip of one that I guess it was actually quite funny, but it didn't really work, I guess, the way they wanted it to work, of those two guys who we love, the Brilliant Liars. What are they called?
The Good Liars.
The Good Liars, excuse me. They went up on stage at a Ted Cruz rally, and they were something like, people for gun violence or something. They did something ridiculous. And basically, Ted Cruz said, this is a confused young man, and he needs to get off the stage. And of course, they were escorted not pleasantly off of the stage. But Ted Cruz, who I would absolutely call authoritarian, who I would absolutely say has a horrific agenda, who I do think actually, I cannot stress the danger of him enough. But that basic attitude in a civic space is different. And we need to acknowledge that difference. It is opening something new, and I think it is. It's quite analogous to George Wallace. It's quite analogous to a certain type of violence that was alive in the 60s. And, that's what Trump's doing. So, and it's, starts from the top and flows to the bottom or, the mid-level.
Hi, I'm Sam Seder, and this is an Ann Coulter doll.
You should not be immigrating here. Yeah. Stay in your country and hate us.
For smart progressive talk and a little bit of this and even a little bit of that.
Mission accomplished.
Subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook to get some of our best video clips.